Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of my podcast. My name is Miho, and today I'm going to share with you my work experience in Japan. I'll talk about the cultural differences I encountered, the responsibilities I had at my job, and how those experiences shaped my understanding of Japanese work culture. So, let's get started. As my job, I worked at a hotel in Tokyo. My main responsibility was working as a counter staff in the hotel lobby. This involved checking in guests, answering their inquiries, and making sure their stay was comfortable. What made this job unique was the level of international guests we had. So I frequently used English, Japanese, and Chinese to communicate with them. It was challenging but also rewarding because I could help bridge the languages gap and ensure guests felt at ease. So one of the key skills I learned on the job was problem solving. There were times when guests have specific requests or complaints, and it was up to me to handle the situation in a way that kept everyone happy. I also learned how to stay calm under pressure, especially during peak hours when many guests needed assistance at the same time. Another important lesson was time management. In a fast-paced environment like a hotel, you need to be able to prioritize tasks efficiently. Whether it was checking in a new guest or making sure a guest issue was resolved promptly, I have to stay organized and focus on what needed to be done first. One of the first things I noticed when I working in Japan was the strong emphasis on politeness and respect, not just for those we know, but even for people we don't know. For instance, whenever you encounter anyone at workplace, regardless whether you know them or not, it is common to say "お疲れ様でした," which is a phrase that express appreciation for someone's hard work. This greeting is not limited to when you leave work, but is said whenever you meet anyone during the day, as it acknowledges each other's efforts and help maintain a respectful and positive atmosphere in the workplace. As for "おはようございます," which means good morning, it is interesting to note that this greeting is used regardless of the time of day, whether it's morning, noon, or evening. This might seem unusual since we tend to use different greetings depending on the time of day in other countries. The use of "おはようございます" seems to come from the idea that the start of the work shifts mark the beginning of the day. Originally, it was used by people in industry where they worked throughout the day, and it gradually spread to other sectors. Moreover, it's the only greeting that can be said with the polite front "gozaimasu," making it appropriate even when addressing superiors, which likely contributed to its widespread use. In the work environment, this consistent greeting fosters a sense of unity and respect among coworkers. Another noticeable difference was the use of keigo, or polite language. In Japan, the level of politeness used in speech can vary depending on who you are speaking to. I had to learn the appropriate way to address my superiors, as well as how to express my gratitude and humility. This was a little bit challenging at the first time, but after some practice, I become more comfortable using polite forms of speech in daily interactions. Teamwork is also highly valued in Japan. At my job, there was a strong sense of collaboration and group effort. Everyone worked together, and it was common to see coworkers supporting each other, even during busy times. This is different from the more individualistic approach that I'm used to in Taiwan, where sometimes people focus on more personal achievements rather than collective success. Overall, my experience working in Japan was incredibly valuable. I not only learned about Japanese work culture, but also developed new skills that have helped me grow both professionally and personally. The culture differences was initially challenging, but they taught me to be more adaptable and respectful in a professional setting. I'm grateful for the opportunity, and I believe these lessons will stay with me for the rest of my career. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope you found it interesting and insightful. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to reach out. Until next time.